Hi and welcome to Geekology. I'm David Zwiger.
And I'm Sven Harley.
And tonight we're reviewing Eaglemoss's Star Trek, the official Starship Collection, issue 44 and 45. As always, I've opened mine, I've had a look. Sven has yet to do so.
Yes. So I'll intrepidly open this.
Here they are. Really? Is that the level we've stooped to here? I know you're not a fan of Enterprise, but yeah, leave the puns. Just leave the puns. Right, so for the magazine, as always, we have the high gloss cover. We have the basic introduction to the ship with the correct way of mounting it on the stand.
Unfortunately, it looks like we've got the Ripley pages again.
Yep, we've got Ripley paper, which, yeah, it starts.
Detracts somewhat, doesn't it?
It really does. But, as I've been quoted as saying many times, I buy the ships, the magazine is gump. Although I have to say, as gump goes, quite like this issue.
Yeah.
Few interesting, not tons of it. There was not anywhere near as much concept art as I thought there was going to be. But I think that's partially because we were spoiled by the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a real shame they never made that version.
I don't think they can
How
now.
Galaxy Quest is.
That's why they can't.
And a bit worried about that one. That was a little bit too much Virgin Media's space thingy.
Yeah.
What is the Virgin space flights called? I can't remember.
But the Enterprise and the Voyager.
No. I know the ships. What did they call the company? I can't remember.
Virgin Galactic.
Virgin Galactic. Yeah, it's a bit Virgin Galactic-y.
Yeah.
Okay, and then some back history on Voyager, which I thought was an interesting cross-section over of histories. And then...
That's basically because of the CG artist, isn't it?
Yeah, it was
because this was originally designed by John Eaves, wasn't it? And it kind of shouts, let's classic Trek up something we designed for First Contact.
Well, I have to say, as designs of ship goes, it always freaked me out them putting nacelles right over the saucer section. The whole point of you having the nacelle on the struts were... Now, let me see if I remember this correctly. So you don't kill everybody in the saucer section. Which, do you remember you probably don't remember this. Me and you had a massive argument that involved 2 or 3 of my friends who are engineers slagging off the Defiant when she was first introduced because
the Defiant
the
being as in DS9.
Yeah, as in the DS9, because the nacelles are integral into the design of the ship, and we were like, external of the ship because of that. And it got interesting people going around until somebody bought us all pints and reminded us that it was purely fictitious.
Yeah. And the fact that they could have just put a shitload of shielding in between.
Yeah, but we are talking a massive amount of shielding. So it's an interesting one from that point of view. I actually quite like the design of the ship, though, I have to say, and I think Eaglemoss have done an interesting job with the paintwork.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get detailing to stand out when you paint a ship this sort of grey federation.
Yeah, it's a shame they never really gave it any markings in the episodes.
No.
So,
I mean, the underneath is well done. I love the nacelles on this. The model points are good. Not 100% sure I'm grooving to the gold paint that they've used, but it's accurate to the ship. So it's a case of I would have preferred it a little brighter, but that's just personal preference. It does appear to be screen-ish accurate. Yeah. I'm happy with the model.
It's interesting that it looks more classic Trek than the NX-01 does.
It's because of the colour.
Yeah.
It's the gunmetal grey. I'm telling you, the NX-01 making it gunmetal grey was a horrible mistake. If it had been, even if it had been that really ugly duckshell blue the Enterprise D
kind of
gets recommended for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you open any of the model kits up and they all say it's Duckett blue, and it's like there's no such colour. It doesn't exist. So
it's interesting actually because the Ertl kits are the 1/25th, the 1 to 2,500 scale. When that's the 3
one
set.
with the box with it.
The original instructions for those basically said duck egg blue.
Yeah.
But the reissue don't.
Funny that.
Yeah,
I think why.
it's
Oh,
been
hang on,
corrected.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's quite cool. But yeah, you know, it's quite a nice model, isn't it?
It is. It's a nice little
There's
model.
nice little bits of detail on it. The Aztecing is quite
The
nice.
Aztec, when you consider the colour they've gone for.
I mean, there's a certain degree of it where you're thinking it would have been nice to have a little bit more contrast so it was easier to pick out the Aztecing, but it's for what it is.
I can't understand why it's two different shades of gold between the sources, between the bridge section and the main deflector dish in comparisons with the back of the nacelles, because it is definitely a different gold.
Yeah.
I think the nacelles would have benefited from
being
the same
colour.
gold. Yeah, it's a bit wish-washy.
Yeah.
My taste. Do you want to swap models over?
Yeah.
Let's see if we both got good ones.
Yeah.
There's something about doing the nacelles in this design that is nice, but I really do miss having the blue.
Yeah. But it's not on the model, is it?
Oh, no. I'm just saying from a timeline point of view, I do miss it. Although I do still think it's really weird putting fins on a starship. Like it's
Go faster, fins!
Yeah, go faster. Yeah, because they serve zero purpose.
Yeah, so it'll stabilise it outside the atmosphere.
How, in what?
Yeah.
Yeah, what exactly
In the
do you
soup
need?
of
Soup of
space.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that actual blue plastic that's in the edges there?
In the edge, where?
There.
No, it's paint.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I promise you, it's paint.
Cool. What are they supposed
There you go.
to be?
What are they supposed to be?
Yeah, it says stabilising fin. Oh, that's so hilarious. Does that help the warp field?
No.
When you're a warp 3 starship?
No.
They are warp 3, aren't they? Maximum,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warp 5 wasn't introduced
Until
the
it's
next
NX01, yeah. Okay, that's quite... Yeah, I'm warming to that.
You're warming some.
Yeah. I think it's one of those that looks really quite pitiful in the packaging when you take it out and you see it in its more full
Oh yeah, but a
glory.
lot of them
It's
look very different in the
Yeah.
packaging to when you get them out. So, from a cherry picking point of view, it's a must for Federation fans.
Yes.
From a model point of view,
Well, actually, no,
a
it's
must.
not, because it's not a Federation starship. It's an United Earth
Earth
starship.
ship. Yeah,
But yeah,
it's Federation.
from the development
Yeah.
sort of like side of the Federation ships, that's a definite point of
One that you'd
reference.
never have got as a model kit.
Nope, not a million years.
So yeah, I'm
Well,
very
unless
pleased
people
with
start doing 3D printed model kits, because you never know.
That's getting there. That's
Yeah.
getting there. Right, so let's move on to issue 45.
Okay.
So we have issue 45. I always think of this one as a garbage scow.
Yes, yeah, because you've been infected with trouble with tribbles.
Yeah, it's very, very true. So we've got the standard format for the
I'm
magazine.
sorry, I didn't mean to say the Enterprise should be hauling garbage. I meant to say it should be hauled away as garbage.
Right,
What a load of rubbish.
The standard back history that they put in for all of them. Now, this is one of those ships that it does actually have interesting points for the storyline, but it's quite a dull ship, conceptually speaking, because it's functional.
Don't think the word pretty comes near
No, pretty isn't going to come in.
But then it's supposed to be hauling rubbish,
But
so...
it was one of those.
usually-
But more importantly than that, it harked to one of the reasons why I liked Voyager as a series, which was it embraced the concepts of tackling modern day problems within the storyline, i.e. environmental, energy, I mean, those are two very big important things. Now, my model, straight out the box, broke one of these little
nodules
straight
nodule
off, so
off.
I need to glue that on because I'm not phoning Eaglemoss up for a piece of plastic that I can just dink back on. That's not a problem. It's very light, but that's because the top shell is metal and then the big storage tanks
Yeah.
are obviously plastic. The bars going across are really well done, and they're actually straight, which is always
What's
tricky
benefit?
to do,
Yeah.
depending on how you're doing it. The paint job, it's brown,
Yes.
which does make it a little hard to rave about. They have put some lovely detailing in.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they've gone to all the tools of actually putting the clear plastic front and back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd actually picked up on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's one at the front as well, because there'd be one at every single point, because this
that's
can
where they connect
link
together.
So I like the fact that they've used clear plastic for the docking points.
Yeah, absolutely, because of course that's where the modules keep docking
Yeah,
together, isn't it?
Up and then across, and What can you say about a ship that's primarily brown?
2 shades of brown, just.
I think there might actually be 3.
Maybe. But yeah, there's not a lot you could have done.
It's hard. It's
Tell
one
you
of
what,
those going to give this a high score from me. Flip it over and have a look at the underneath of the top layer. Try and catch it in the light and have a proper look at it.
It's got all the details in it.
They put decaling on the inside, underneath, behind. Even though the model is docks like this and is meant to be viewed like that, they went to all the trouble of putting detail into a piece you couldn't even see.
Yeah.
Well, not see clearly. They did not need to do that. Now, I'll admit it may not be the most fascinating of detail, but the fact they did that on a very obscure ship that, let's face it, there's no way they were ever going to release this in any other format.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with that one.
Fair enough. It's nice the little bits that picked out of the rear as
This
well.
is it. They do put a lot of work.
I think they've done
into
everything
their
they could
models.
possibly
Literally.
have done with that.
Yeah, there you go. So, scoring. Now, this one's tricky. This is not a particularly imaginative ship.
No.
On the other hand, it would never have been released in any other way.
Cool.
If I was scoring it purely as a model, because it's not very interesting, it would probably only get a 7, but I'm giving it an 8 purely because they put a lot of detail in to what essentially very few people are going to care about this ship.
Quite.
I don't think anybody's going, oh, do you know what they really need to release? You know what I am missing from my collection?
Yeah.
Even Voyager fans, we know some obscure starships. If that was on anybody's list, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy with that. I'm giving this one an 8 as well. Probably could have given it an 8.5 if the nacelle at the back had been the same gold as the front. But let's face it, they've done a really good job on it. They could have painted on the inside there blue as well for the main deflector dish.
But
that would have been incredibly fiddly.
Yeah.
So mind you, they managed it on the back, so they could have done it on the front. But I'm comfortable with that for both.
Mm-hmm.
As far as cherry pickers are concerned, see the Federation one, obviously, even though it
Not
does
technically Federation,
predates Federation, but it is a Federation. It's an
United
Earth
Earth
starship.
ship, yeah.
I'm not sure I'd put this in the cherry pickers just because it's too obscure a ship.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's right at the bottom of the alien ships that people would consider, I would have thought.
Yeah, and even though I think Eaglemoss have done a really great job with it,
it's just unexciting, isn't it?
yeah, it's
going to sit at the back of anybody's display.
No one's going to go, ooh, do you know what I managed to get in?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but it's a
Maybe
shame.
Ben.
No, Ben's a classic fan.
Yeah, no. He's a classic fan.
Slash everything. He
Slash
loves the
everything else,
whole
he loves the whole
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
He's a Doctor Who fan as well, so you know.
Oh no. Really?
Well,
Did I miss that during the chat?
He runs the Doctor Who subscriber.
Does he just
artwork
stick
as well.
his thumb into? Oh, is that one Geek?
Yeah, it's a geek. I'll do that.
Yeah.
But fair enough. But I'm going to give it a 7 because I just
Well, no, it's you can't get excited.
There's a whole part of me going, but I could have had something nicer on number 45.
But you're going to get... Yeah, see, that's the thing. On the other hand, now this is an important question, right? We both agree this would not have come out in any other way. This one, if anybody was doing Starships, it might
have been looked at possibly.
This thing definitely.
No, not
right.
Yes.
Where on earth would you introduce that into a collection? If you don't start crowbarring things like this in now, it's never going to happen, because you start doing this at the 100 point.
Yeah.
People have already started. I mean, I've spoken to a few fans like me who've gone, I want them all, I want them all. And are then going, they've just introduced new ships to the line. And whilst they're enthusiastic about the ships they're releasing, you've got to start looking at it going, his collection's taking up room. And, you know, I was talking to somebody about the value of the ships, because me and you are both of the opinion that we get tremendous value for our money with these.
Yeah.
But when you see them all in one go, then you go, oh, that's so many £100.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I'm quite happy with that. But one or two fans were saying to me, you know, oh, I'm going to only cherry pick from now on.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, don't do that. Keep your subscription. You know, if you don't want them, then maybe palm them off. But don't give up the subscription. I think it's a mistake to give it up.
Quite. I mean, this is the thing, is that we're now at 90 ships in the collection, with a possibility, let's face it, it's likely to go up to 120 because of the sales. And the fact that apparently the entire collection is going to go worldwide this year. So more sales, it's just going to keep going. And there's part of me wondering if it's actually going to get to the stage where this is so popular that they're actually going to run out of ships to do unless they start going back and redoing the same class with new registry numbers.
Yeah, but we want some of the same class with re-regis, but that does need to be towards the end of the line.
Yeah, or as specials.
Yeah.
That's limited run things. So, I mean, it's kind of like, when there's still question marks over things like the space dock, and question marks over whether we're going to see Case 7, and question marks over whether we're going to see this Starship, that Starship, and other Starships.
In all honesty, that's the one thing.
Yeah.
They really do need to pull their thumb out with the specials, because most people when they subscribe, well, everybody when they subscribe was asked, do you want to subscribe to the specials? I don't know how many people confirmed that right off the bat.
Well, I think everybody went, Deep Space Nine, yes please, and then the second one was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were told it was going to be every 3 months. It's not been every 3 months.
No.
And I think that's probably going to hurt them more on sales.
I've got a feeling it probably end up being every 3 months for other territories. It's just that
just not us.
Yeah, it's just that they were so busy trying to get it out in other places that it lagged a little bit. But and plus they were negotiating to get the JJ, the bad robot.
Yeah.
Licensing, so
I'd have just banged out a different one.
I mean, it's interesting that after the Kelvin we're getting the NX01 refit. So I mean, that's never been on screen. So that's why it's a special. I would suggest
it exists though.
It depends on your definition of exists, though, isn't it? Because it's been I think it's been on the Ships of the Line calendars.
Yes. And
the Ship of the Line book, but that's it. And there's now a model kit of it. There's a 1:1000 scale NX01 refit kit from Polar Lights. So,
who, by the way,
yes,
gorgeous are their models.
Yeah, quite. Yeah. I'm going back to this. I mean, I haven't scored that yet, so I'm going to give it an 8 because, to be honest, when I first looked at it and I first realised it was coming out, I was thinking, oh God, I'm really not going to like this. It's going to be awful. It's boring. It looks drab. But the detailing's quite nice. The Aztecing's quite nice. The ruby colour at the front of the nacelles is lovely. And
the ruby colour works really well.
And makes me really look forward to the original series Enterprise.
Which we're getting close. We're sneaking up on that level.
It's issue 50, so yeah. And it's just like, it's grown on me, so yeah, 8, absolutely, all day long. I just find it strange that when they did the CG work for this, they didn't put a registry number on it.
No, again,
that's it. Yeah, but there we go.
Okay.
I'll be interested to find out what registry it was, because I don't think it's even mentioned in the magazine, is it? And when did the NCC start then?
Depends on which one of the back issues you want to go with.
Quite. Now, it's interesting that issue 45 tells you the next issue 46 is going to be the Ambassador class Enterprise.
Yeah.
MCC 1701C.
I'm looking forward to that.
So expect a info dump from Yesterday's Enterprise.
Yeah, lots and lots of Yesterday's Enterprise.
Lots of Yesterday's Enterprise we probably already know.
Love the uniform. Not a big fan of the belt.
No.
The belt was a bit strange, to be fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then you've got the alternative universe version of the next gen one with the collar and the cuffs that Geordie was amazingly still wearing at the end of the episode. Well done.
We're not meant to notice that.
No,
we're not meant to notice that. Right, well, you can subscribe to us here on YouTube. You can follow us on both Facebook and Twitter. And of course, there is the official Geekology website. Thank you for watching and good night.
Bye.
Welcome to Geekology. I'm David Spear.
And I'm Sven Harley.
And tonight we're doing Eaglemoss's Star Trek, the official Starship Collection. Issue 44 and 45. Yeah, I'm making you leave it in, I'm not re-recording it. That's going in. So, you're
It's going in, at the end.
I want it in the beginning. Yeah, if I refuse to record it, that's going in the... Wait, that's it, no more. I'm just in the review of the shit. You have to. You have to. 3, 2...